comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So it's time for what you've all been waiting days for. It's time to read out the first ever date night resumes. So we've narrowed the field down for this lucky girl in Finland to 3 candidates. This is the creme de la creme of I'm quitting alcohol listeners. High-class degenerates we've got here from all over the world. This is the best of the worst from all over the globe. So if you've just joined us, I'll give you a quick recap of what's going on here. So last week, I got a message from a female listener in Finland. She sent me this. She said, "You should start hooking up people through your podcast. It's really hard to find someone to date who doesn't drink, especially when you're 26 and live in Finland." So I put the call out to the degenerate listeners of this podcast to see if this little fucking potty can play Cupid as well. Saves lives, entertains, make you laugh, make you cry, and now hooking you up. So we were fucking inundated with messages. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people from all over the world want a chance to tap this 26-year-old from Finland. So me and the team have just been plowing through the emails and we've narrowed it down to 3. There was only 3, but we've got 3 prospective lovers, which means there can only be 1 winner. Not really. These days there can be 3 winners, just maybe not at the same time. So ladies, if you hear a resume that piques your interest, send me a message and I might be able to hook you up with one of these dudes as well. So let's get started. Prospect number 1 is Jim from Australia. A good, strong, solid name. No bullshit. Just straight down the line. Jimbo, Jim Bob, whatever you want to call him. Jim. Jim sent this in. "My name's Jim, 29, 3 months sober, musician, Queensland, Australia. I play footy and go to the gym to stay lean and off the booze and the darts." That's it. No bullshit with Jim. A good, strong Australian lad. He's a fucking Jim by name and nature. There's no bullshitting with this prospect. Just straight down the line. Musician, 29, 3 months sober. I'm in good fucking nick. A strong sounding Australian lad. He's not a romantic. I can't picture Jimbo being a fucking romantic, but he'll look after you. I see some 4-wheel driving over the weekends and some Parmesanas during the week with Jimbo. I like it. There's just no fat on that bone. So that's prospect number 1, Jim from Australia. I like his chances. So let's move on to number 2. Also, don't forget, if you're a female listener out there and you like the sound of, let's say, Jimbo, feel free to message me and I'll forward you his details. So anyway, prospect number 2, we've got Breton from Canada. So Breton's really out there looking for some love. So here's prospect number 2, Breton's resume. "I'm 24 and I'm 14 months off the piss from Calgary, Alberta. I'm a filmmaker and recording engineer, so I'm artsy and shit. I love me the Ram Dass and Stoic philosophy, so I just need a lady who wants to talk about the meaning of life and watch edgy French films with me. I come from a family that made a fortune raping the earth for oil and gas, so any prospective ladies and offspring will be well taken care of." Well, that is quite the resume. I would say you've caught the attention of a few girls there and a few dudes. Probably more dudes. So, Finnish girl, Susanna her name is. We're looking at a guy who's 14 months off the piss. He's intelligent. Well, at least he thinks he's intelligent. He likes a little bit of Stoic philosophy, which is good. That's the type of philosophy you want in a partner. He'll be able to get through the bad times with you. He'll be like, "This relationship's been hell for the last 15 years, but I'm sticking to it." And again, he's got some cashola. It's not his, but when you murder his parents, it will be. And 14 months off the piss as well. At the age of 22, he must have quit. That's pretty solid. See, we've got 2 different characters here. We had Jim Bob, no bullshit. And we've got Breton, little bit of bullshit. Filmmaker, artsy, recording engineer. But he's also from Alberta, Canada. And men are men out there as well. So I don't know what Captain French Films is doing out there. But he's doing something. I don't know who I'd choose between Jimbo and Breton at the moment. I'd probably just blow them both and see how it goes. All right, so that's prospect number 2. And let's move along to prospect number 3. So prospect number 3 is Zach from the US of A. And here is what Zach has to say. I'm hoping to be the lucky fellow who becomes your first success on your new endeavor as matchmaker. I feel very intrigued by this Finnish lassie. You know my fucking story. The ex-wife, the mortician. I'm out here in Seattle. I'm in the Navy. I did have a tad bit of a bender for 2 months, but I'm on day 11 of sobriety again. I've got nothing holding me down, and I think that an affair with a Finnish girl is exactly what both her and I need. I'm 28. I've got a bachelor degree in history. In case you read this out, I'm the man who got pissed on. I'm the man who got pissed on by a pregnant stripper on Fucked Up Friday, 2 years, 285 days. I'm loaded with debt and on the brink of having my divorce finalized in court. Hook me up, brother. I was with a female co-worker when I heard your pod earlier, and she agreed that I'm at least a 5 out of 10. I'm between 18 and 90. I hit all your marks. What are you waiting for? Unite me with this bombshell. She sounds fantastic. This could be the love story of the century here. I've got absolutely no social media, and you can't send in pictures on Patreon, so this romance will have to be inspired purely by lust. I am the lowlife of every degenerate woman's dreams. So that's Zach. Zach is, he's a different character. So let's see. He's got an ex-wife. His divorce is about to be finalized. So he's got a little bit of baggage. We'll just say a little bit. He seems to be broke and riddled with debt. I mean, who isn't? But he can always fall back on his history degree. The old history degree. The old, I've got a degree in fucking writing references. So you could always be like store manager of a Subway somewhere. Clear off that debt in a couple of decades. What else have we got here? Is there any positives? He's 11 days sober. That's not too bad. That was probably the only thing going for him before I received this message this morning. Hey Boyle, I have to be honest with you. I lasted 2 weeks and broke my sobriety. I have no fucking clue if I am an alcoholic. Maybe the fact that I'm writing to you is indicative of the fact that I could be. I'm just not sure. Anyways, I wanted to come clean and say that I drank today and relinquish my candidacy for the Finnish bombshell. I would appreciate if you read out my original message, and feel free to read out this one too. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't own up to this though. Cheers, mate. Well, when I said the only thing going for him was his sobriety, I was wrong. His honesty is also attractive too. Thanks, Zach, for being honest, mate. I'm not sure if that entirely rules you out, but I'm not too sure how it's going to go with the ex-wife, the history degree, the boozing. I don't know, mate. But if you stop drinking, there's still hope. So that's the three completely different personalities. You've got prospect number 1, Jimbo from Australia, just straight down the line, no bullshit. You've got fucking Jean Renoir, fucking prospect number 2 out there in Canada, Breton, a stoic with a penchant for French film, and he's been sober 14 months. And then finally, you've got prospect number 3, Zach. Zach in the US, who seems to be possibly living under a bridge somewhere and has found a phone. All 3 worthy potential partners. So let's see how this goes. So Susanna, you're going to have to choose which one you want to get to know, or you can get to know all 3. It doesn't matter. And ladies, if you have heard a resume today that interests you, feel free to message me and I'll pass it along to one of the boys. I have a funny feeling Zach's going to get a fucking shitload. So we'll see what we can make happen. Anyway, that's it for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around and I'll see you the fuck later.